want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now.
Welcome to More Fanime. What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk about the Heaven's Arena arc of the Hunter x Hunter manga / anime. Yes! You know, I just finished reading this amazing arc. I mean, we just got through the Zoldyck family arc, which was really like 6 chapters. It wasn't much. But now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this series, and I'm loving it. I'm loving Hunter x Hunter. It's got to be in my top diggity 5 of my favorite anime / manga of all time at this point. Wow. So, before we get into the meat and potatoes, don't forget to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter. Let me know your thoughts on the Heaven Arena arc. It's fantastic. We leave old Leorio and Kurapika to their goals. They go and do their own thing. We don't even get to see them during this arc at all. But our boy, Gon and Killua, his bestie, they are together again after, you know, Gon finally passed the door challenge and dealt with the coin flipping butlers. And we are heading to the Heaven's Arena, which is a place that Killua went when he was just a child. A little boy. I think it was 5 years old. He was dropped off at this Heaven's Arena arc, and he was told, or Heaven's Arena building. And apparently it's this building which is essentially a tournament of fights, and you slowly go up as you win. It's like a giant skyscraper, and every time you win a fight, you move up a certain number of floors. So I guess Killua was there, and he had to get to the 200th floor before he can come home. As a child, pretty fucked up shit. I love the Zoldyck family. I really do. I love the shit that they put Killua through to make him a badass, which he currently is. And he wants Gon to be on his level. And this is the place to go. This is the ultimate version of a training arc / tournament arc in a way. They walk in, they sign up. Killua finds out that, you know, last time he just bounced once he made it to 200th floor. But if that happens again, he can no longer compete. Gon, it's his first time. They decide to start at the same floor. It was funny because Killua tells Gon, like, you passed the door challenge back at, you know, the Zoldyck Mountain, right? Well, this first opponent, just give him a little bit of a nudge. Just give him a little bit of a push. And Gon does it. He gives him a push and he flies out of the ring. I gave me some, you know, Kid Goku vibes from early Dragon Ball in his first tournament qualifying rounds when he's just obliterating people. Same with Killua. They're working their way up this tower, trying to get stronger. Their goal here is to get Gon at the level that he can challenge Hisoka and give him back his badge that he left, that Gon still has. And, you know, they get to certain areas and they're just kicking ass. They have no issues here until they meet a little boy named Zushi. This little boy with the karate outfit, this kid's tough. And he fights Killua. Him and Killua are fighting. And there's an issue here. Because Killua's like, why is this kid so strong? Why is he able to withstand my attacks? He was like, I'm just going to knock him out. Real quick little chop to the neck or knock him right out. But Zushi keeps getting back up. This kid is younger than Killua and Gon. But this kid, you know, keeps getting back up. I like this kid. I hope Zushi later in the series has a bigger role. I do, because they kind of they set him up here. And maybe in a time skip scenario, Zushi grows up and becomes an absolute badass. Zushi ends up being an ally to Gon and Killua. They become besties. They become a trio of friendship. And, you know, Zushi introduces Killua to his mentor named Wing. Wing apparently is a badass mentor. He's a trainer of, what's it called? Nen? Yes, Nen! Oh, we find out the power. It's kind of like Ki from Dragon Ball, or Haki from One Piece, or Chakra from Naruto, but even more in depth. So in depth, I couldn't explain it to you. This guy named Wing, he's a trainer of Nen, and apparently this is the final test of the hunter exams. Even though technically they are hunters with the hunter cards, until you learn Nen, you're not really a hunter. Because you're gonna die. Because without Nen, you're weak as fuck. Because eventually, Gon and Killua, they get to the 200th floor, where you get your own room, and you don't have to fight except for like every, 30 or 90 days, some shit like that. And they're walking in like, yeah, we made it to the 200th floor. We're going to finally meet somebody that's going to give us a challenge. And as they're walking down the hallway, who but Hisoka shows up. Hisoka, the main goal, the guy they want to meet at New York, New City. They want to meet him and challenge him. Happens to be at Heaven's Arena. Right here, right now. Uses his Nen, which we don't realize is Nen at this point, and pushes old Gon and Killua out and says, you are not ready for the 200th floor. You may think you are, but you're not. So they can't make it past the power of his Nen. They end up going up to Wing. Wing, they make a decision like, hey, we want to learn from you. Us. Whatever it takes, whatever we got to do, we want to learn Nen. So Wing explains it. They do this little water cup thing where they put a leaf in the water cup, and they find out that Gon is an enhancer. At the top of my head, I cannot remember what Killua is, but he is probably an emitter, I think it was. But there's like 6 different things you can be. You can be a specialist, a conjurer, all these crazy different things. And they're all connected. There's a whole diagram, and I love it. I love power scaling. I love all this fun things. I love how much the author of Hunter x Hunter has put his mind to creating this power system in Hunter x Hunter. So he helps them learn how to control their Nen, and they sit there and they train and all this fun stuff, and they finally, are awakened. The energy that comes off of them, very much like Ki in Dragon Ball, but you can't really see it unless you use Gyo, which is like putting Nen around your eyes, and you can see energy, essentially, and it's manipulating energy, very Buddha-esque. They make it to the 200th floor. They know Hisoka's there, so now the goal has changed. Not only to train to fight Hisoka, but to fight him in the Heaven's Arena arc. I thought we were going to have to wait a long time for Hisoka versus Gon, but no, that's the main event of this arc. Gon and Killua end up going toe-to-toe with these rookie killers, these 3 weirdos. One of them is in a wheelchair, and he's got these electric whips, and the other has no legs, and he's got like this top, like Beyblade type design, and he uses tops to fight, and he uses his manipulating ability to control these Beyblades. And he fights Gon. They want to fight them. They like to fight young Nen users or young rookies, because apparently if you win enough fights at the 200th floor or above, you start to own a floor, essentially. And eventually you make it to the tippity top of the Heaven's Arena arc, or tower, and you get to enter these crazy finals tournament type scenario, which I hope comes into play later in the story, because they kind of teased it and didn't go into that. Gon beats the shiz out of this little top dude, who he loses at first. I'll admit, he loses at first, and he's not able to compete, but he's able to dodge for a long period of time. It's actually a really fun little chapter or two. Gon eventually gets to challenge him again after they kidnap Zushi and, try to threaten them. But now that they've spent enough time training with Wing, they're ready to kick some ace, take some names. Killua ends up fighting the kid in the wheelchair, and he's got these electric whips, and he electrocutes Killua, and he's like, ow, this hurts. But you didn't know this, but since I've been a child, my family has electrocuted me, they have tortured me, and, this doesn't affect me really. And he ends up fucking up this dude. He passes. Yeah! Same with Gon. He ends up beating the dude with the tops. It was a really fun fight in the anime and in the manga. I loved it. Really, all of this training, all of this build-up, all of these fights comes to a head when Hisoka ends up fighting another opponent, some dude who can create a clone of himself, an exact duplicate of himself, who they fought before, and it was a whole ordeal, and his first loss was against Hisoka, and it was a really fun fight, and Gon's not even allowed to watch the fight, because there's a point where he has to make a deal with Wing. I know I'm all over the place here. I'm currently reading the Orkney City arc, and it's fucking amazing. But Gon has to, make a deal with him, and he puts this string around his finger, which is embodied with Nen, and if he breaks it, if he watches Hisoka's fight, which I find ridiculous, because watching Hisoka's fight would really help Gon in their battle, but whatever. We get to see Hisoka's ability, the bungee gum, which has the properties of gum and rubber, I think is what he's, something like that. Either way, he's got this whole ordeal. We find out that Hisoka is a member of the the Phantom Troop. Oh my goodness. Shit's going down. And eventually Hisoka wins, kills this guy using trickery, rips his own arm off at one point. Or he gets his arm cut off by his opponent, I believe, and he gets it reattached by another member of the Phantom Troop. He finally accepts his fight with Gon. Because there was a point in this arc where Hisoka's like, you're not ready. I don't care if you've learned Nen. I don't care who you're training with. You're not ready. You're not ripe enough. Hisoka's kind of perverted. He kind of gets turned on by battle. He's kind of like the anti-Goku in a way, because he's loves fighting in a really inappropriate way. So he ends up going toe-to-toe with old Gonzo. And they fight in one of my personal favorite fights so far in the series. Up to this point, Gon versus Hisoka, fantastic. So good. Loved it. And, Gon didn't have any prior knowledge except whatever Killua had divulged to him. Gon's only had a couple fights with Nen users, and he is able to land a punch on Hisoka. Yes, he is outmatched. Yes, obviously he's going to lose to this guy. And I thought for the longest time that old Hisoka is going to be a straight-up villain of the future of this series. And I'm starting to think he might end up being a anti-hero or anti-villain, Vegeta-like character at this point. Even though he's just an absolute weirdo. Does not seem to have any redeeming qualities whatsoever. But he's cool. I do think he's cool. I don't know if he beats Buggy in how cool Buggy is in the One Piece universe as another clown-like villain ally man. But man, Hisoka's a badass. There hasn't been anybody as strong as Hisoka at this point in the series, and I love it. Hisoka could possibly be my favorite character so far. Him or Killua. I love Killua. Killua is just dope as shit. He's able to figure out this whole Nen thing without an issue. I'm surprised, mind blown, that the Zoldyck family never explained Nen to old Killua when he was just a wee child. Because it does seem like something they already know about. obviously. And I'm starting to think that the butlers probably have Nen as well. Everybody who's had a weird ability or some weird trait, or like Gon healing really quickly, all these weird phenomenons, I'm starting to think are connected to Nen. Just like how in One Piece, something I'm more familiar with, certain things happen where like Luffy beats an opponent who's way stronger than him. I have a feeling there's something that happened involving Nen, just like hockey, that we just didn't know about yet. And now that the knowledge is there, shit's going down. I'm loving Hunter x Hunter, and like I said, I'm currently reading the York New City arc, and it's even better. And I feel like every arc up to this point has just gotten better and better and better, and I'm loving it. I mean, Kurapika's back. Next time I'll be reviewing the York New City arc. I don't want to get too far ahead before I make that review, but I can't stop reading this series. It's so good. I highly recommend it. If you're watching this video, please do yourself a favor. Go to Netflix and watch all of Hunter x Hunter. It's worth it. Even just reading it, the imagery is amazing. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the Heaven's Arena arc. I mean, are we going to go back there at some point for the ultimate tournament of tournaments? The shonen tournament bullshit that should happen at the end of this series? Possibly. Are we going to see Gon's father anytime soon? Probably not. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll talk to you later.